everybody, Editing Tafony here. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to say before we get started here that this one is super surface level. I don't get too deep on the wear and tear. I'm just checking it out for the first time because I was thankful enough to borrow it, and it sounds great, but don't expect a super comprehensive, super deep look at it. It's just for fun, just checking it out, so enjoy.
Hey everybody, it's Tafony here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm rambling about the ampersand wear, ampersand tear. It is stereo cassette tape emulator. I want to give a huge shout out to Matt, our good Euro pal, for lending this to me. Thank you so much for that. I never thought this would be my cup of tea, but then jamming it out today for the first time, it is. It sounds great. But that being said, it is super new. It is on loan to me. I'm no expert in it, but we are going to explore it together. So with all that being said, it sounds great. And it sounds great like this. Let's get the drum bus going in. So here's dry, and then we totally dry right now. This is how it sounds. Let's bring our kick down here just to make it a little. So yeah, here is the jam. Again, forgive me, exploring this together for basically the first time here together. I'm using it clocked. I'm going to try and get this down to as clean as possible so you can hear that. Let's crank this one up and then bring it in fully wet. I believe there's an onboard gain stage. Let's turn that down here. Let's bring our filter all the way open, high pass all the way open, turn that depth off, turn that saturation off, turn all of our trim pots down, and this is dry. Fully wet, and there's just what they call it, that high-end roll-off of that cassette tape saturation, and to me that sounds almost hi-fi versus the dry, right? And why is that? Because I usually associate that with the opposite, right? And maybe that's just adding a level of polish, but I really like that. Let's hear it with the synth more. Just the synth. This is dry, and this is wet. Half and half. Let's bring in our drums. I will say there is like a compression effect that I'm hearing. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I'm hearing some compression even in the like driest of dry mixes. Well, the wettest of wet, but the most basic mix we can find. So, what is it? Let's slow it down here just so you don't get super bored. Oops. Forgive me, this clock divided rhythm is super slow BPM, but it is what it is. We're going to go through the panel together with the use of the manual. Forgive me. I want to say right off the rip as well that I'm like just a hair too young for a ton of tape nostalgia. I think I never recorded myself to tape. I had lots of cassette tapes. I had Muppets from Space. I burned out the ripped cassette I had of that growing up. If you have any Kool and the Gang fans in the house, please shout them out. But it's just like a hair before my time, I think, to have like super nostalgia. However, jumping into this one now, it sounds so good. These filters too, I would never like associate this as like a filter, but it sounds super sick. Or I never would have thought of like this as a super beast of a filter when it comes to modules. So I want to say right off the rip, we're going to go through the panel, the shift buttons, It doesn't light up or anything to really give you a taste of that, but you can tap this to get rid of your clock. That's the other thing I thought was kind of a little bit interesting, was that it doesn't just like accept or take away the clock. You have to shift and press it. Now you'll see my clock is coming in. I think you can tap tempo it. That's okay. There is the stop for the tape stop. Love it. I absolutely love it. We're going to let go. No reset, so keep that in mind. That sometimes I think that's what's happening, where it just like is jumping up a little bit at the end because it's not quite at the start of the bar, and that's totally fine. I think that's super sweet. Where do we go from there? I think if you press shift and hit stop, it'll hold it. Nope. That reverses it, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh no, it did change that mode, so now it's going to hold it for me. I don't have to let go. Resume it. I mean, that's just pure fun. You can't mess with that, or you can't beat that. I will be messing with it, that's for sure. Filter, low pass filter down. And I'm blown away by how good these filters sound. I didn't even think of filters on a tape emulator, right? But they sound great. And this will be a good opportunity to jump into the shift function. So if you hold shift, you can change the alternate settings. Let's get this light down here so you can see it, hopefully, as well. So at least I can see it. It won't go low enough. Forgive me, but trust that it says resonance. So shift, resonance. I think these are catch. So if we crank our resonance all the way up, we'll just get super squelchy. Yep. And it sounds great. I actually would probably leave it, just for my purposes, totally resonant, because I think that sounds awesome. And then the low pass. Sorry, that was the low pass. This is the high pass. Filter it up. Let's do that catch again. Resonate the crap out of it. And there's awesome filters on board. I'm super surprised about that. Now I want to also demonstrate a little bit of modulation while we're at it, if you'll indulge me. Let's go into the low pass and modulate that. Send a triangle wave. Send it a triangle wave to the triangle rave. And like these are just things I never expected on a tape emulator, but it sounds awesome. Let's do the high pass now. There's like a meta flutter, you know what I mean? Because flutter is an effect, but you can kind of modulate. Anyway, your rack is just that. It's super modular, and it can go through everything. Now, let's talk about the wow tape flutter effects. I'm not sure I know these ones super well, or I'm finding their place from, but because I'm in clock mode, I get clock divisions with this one. So you see the indicator is jumping around as I turn it up, or as I turn it down. It can be really slow. I feel like you want to have it not super fast, or it gets like super warbly, but if you bring this in, you get like chorus effects. Now what if I don't know if I love this for the drums, it gets a little wonky, but maybe we can make that wow. Depth is sort of like mix, I think. So if we make it a slower division and just bring it in a hair, you might appreciate that. I feel like this isn't to my taste, but yeah, it's definitely there. If you're a lo-fi appreciator, you probably really appreciate these sort of things. Let's bring the drums back in. Sounds like almost chorusy, little syncopated, you know. Then there is the flutter on the other side. So if we bring in the flutter depth, more chorusy options. Let's make it super slow. And it's not quite a looper, but you do get some of those syncopations that are like jumping back in, which is almost where I'm like wondering if I'm resetting at the right time, you know what I mean? Because there's lack of reset. That's okay. These things, I don't know if these are for me. I think if you're less in the super crazy techno mode and more in the nice drone mode, these things might be more to your taste. But we'll get into that in another patch at the end here. But I just wanted to show you those are there. Those are clock divisions on these knobs, and then depth is the mix, I believe. Or it could just be that if you have it all the way up, that it's always in there, but just not modulating in that way. Maybe these things are better mixed too. Let's hear that. Oh, you get some like more chorusy effect that way. Okay. Interesting. Here, if we bring our drums out and just do a long note. Okay. Interesting chorusy stuff there, hey? Cool, okay. So maybe not for a drum mix, but anyway, I will never demonstrate every use of everything, but keep that in mind. That might be something that's totally up your alley. Bring it back in. Bring the drums back in. Bring our depths down on those ones again. We'll just listen to Fully Wet. There is flutter frequency too. This is okay, that is, there's a stop knob too. Wow, there's a lot of depth to that. Okay, let's keep it rolling for my uses because I don't know if those ones are so much my jam, but what is the crinkle and age, so we can get some stuff going on that front. Turn me up a hair. Totally wet. Now we're just going to go down to the drum bus so it's clear what you're hearing, basically. We want, sorry, I need to see, age. It's like super blown out tape, and that sounds sweet. What if I modulate the age? Okay, that's sweet. Yeah, and then there's a shift function. There's age variance, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. So there's like a random LFO behind there that's modulating a cutoff frequency, the manual says. Very cool. Okay, let's get some crinkle going. Crinkle's fun. Crinkle. Up. Depth. Age down. Crinkle up. Oh, that sounds like dusty. Sounds like dust. Depth down. There are shift functions behind here too. I'm not going to cover everything, I promise, but no, they are there. There is depth to the crinkle. Who would have known? There is also tape noise. So if you like destroying your mix, which I do, there's some like LFO action going on there, right? Modulation. Huh. Oh, noise envelope. Okay. Where is the noise envelope? Okay, shift. Catch it? Envelope off. Where? Interesting. The intensity of the hiss added to your signal. Sounds like it's fluttering. Maybe, oh, because I'm modulating the age, maybe. Yes, sorry. Oh, so those two are connected, right? Because I was modulating the age. Yeah. Modulate the noise. Age down, noise up, noise envelope. Okay, now we're sounding like my Muppets in Space Cassette. Yeah. Modulate the noise. Let's put that down, dude. Random. Yeah, that's fun. Nice, okay. Wow. Ah, the compression. Tremolo effect. Synchronize the flutter speed. Okay, so that's what I was talking about, the chorusy thing before. So let's bring our drum voice out and our synth voice back in. Bring our depth in, the flutter. Yeah, there's that. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, manual points out that sounds like tremolo, and it sure does. Get back in and take our tremolo out. Bring our compression in though. I'm using a little bit of saturation. I probably shouldn't. Let's bring the drums in just to hear the compression pump. Boom. Yeah, one knob compressor, Brings the ratio and the threshold kind of in one macro together. Sounds sweet. What is in there? No, that is the color knob. Oops. I mean, compression will color your sound, but let's crank that up. I feel like, anyway, this is totally naive of me, and I can already hear the comments getting angry, but more compression, more good. Unless you're totally blowing it out, which this definitely is not. That sounds great. Noise down a little bit, flutter in. I want to get to the saturation. Take me to the saturation. Dust. Dust is a concept in the manual, but it talks about saturation. Dust creates spontaneous variations in the bias. Interesting. Is there a dust knob? Wow, there's a lot. Oh, so dust is like randomness of the whole macro. Interesting. So it just adds randomness everywhere. I want to talk about the saturation though. This thing like almost bit reduction. Noise out. Take that compression off, or that's the color. If we take the, sorry, let's hold the shift function, hold that down, turn it in. I don't know what's going on with the yeah, but I like it. Yeah, noise in, dust up, bring it in. What else did I miss? High pass resonance we did, saturation. There is a gain stage on here. I don't want to mess with that too much. There is stop. Then our envelope follower. Let's modulate some things, shall we? Let's modulate the frequency. A little less randomness. I like that though. Depth. For a flutter. No, let's. Compression down. Yeah, the noise sounds nice. Let's modulate the age. I like that one. So we get some randomness in the age too, which there is randomness by way of the dust knob, but adding randomness, extra randomness to the age, that sounds sweet. Yeah, I never thought this would be for me, but filters sound great. These effects are actually like really raunchy in a nice way. I just thought they would kind of be like a dull way, if that makes sense, but like there's something in there. The last thing I wanted to try as well, if you'll indulge me, I wanted to run the VicX into this because I feel like this might be up the alley of those sort of things, so let's turn it down, go all the way dry, the VicX going. If you've ever listened to I've been really enjoying some 90s EBM stuff. And I say VicX going to that will totally remind us of that, hopefully. Effects in, let's bring the, this is totally dry. I love this thing. Yes. And then bring in the wear and tear. Let's make it flutter. This is probably where most people are going to land with their wear and tears, I'd imagine. Maybe not this crazy, but by definitely droning. Compression all the way up. Tip stop. Tape back in. Dust down. Change modes. Filter depth, go up. Oh, that's just fun. I think you need a reverb after this for sure, but we'd love to see it anyway. Here's dry. Wear and tear in, saturation down, flutter down a little bit, maybe we'll just a little less noise. I have become. Sorry, I've been listening to a lot of Shock Front. This is Master of the Universe. All right. Yeah, wear and tear is a lot of fun. Hope this gave you some idea of that fun that you can try for yourself. So, hey, I'm Tafony. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.